Welcome to Forever Remembered. I'm Elizabeth. Today we take time to honour the lives of incredible individuals whose impact continues to echo across generations. Through their work, passion and dedication, they touch countless hearts. Join us as we celebrate their stories from film, music and culture, preserving memories that will never fade and always inspire. Alan Ernesto Vera Garcia, born on October 26, 1990 in Santiago de Cuba, was a dedicated Greco-Roman wrestler who developed his passion for the sport at a young age. Known for its demanding physical and technical nature, wrestling became the foundation of his discipline and ambition. He later moved from Cuba to the United States, continuing to pursue his athletic goals while adapting to a new environment. Athletic career and achievements. Standing at 1.83 metres, Vera was recognised for his strength, resilience and tactical awareness on the mat. One of the key highlights of his career came at the 2015 Pan American Games, where he earned a medal in the men's 85kg Greco-Roman category. This achievement marked him as a strong competitor at the continental level and reflected years of dedication and training. Passing and legacy. Alan Vera passed away in Jersey City at the age of 33 following a sudden cardiac event. His death was unexpected and deeply felt within the wrestling community. He is remembered for his discipline, perseverance, and the quiet determination he showed throughout his journey. His story continues to inspire young athletes who see in him a reminder of commitment, resilience, and the pursuit of sporting excellence. Alma Rosa Agiri was a celebrated actress from Mexico's golden age of cinema, remembered for her elegance, warmth, and natural screen presence. Born on the 19th of February 1929 in Ciudad Juarez, she grew up in a family closely connected to the arts, alongside her sister Elsa Agiri, who also became a well-known figure in film. A career on screen. Agiri rose to prominence during a defining era of Mexican cinema, when storytelling and performance helped shape cultural identity across Latin America. Her roles were marked by grace and sincerity, earning her admiration from audiences who appreciated her calm and expressive acting style. Even after stepping away from the spotlight, her work continued to be valued by film lovers. A life remembered. She passed away in Mexico City at the age of 95. While the details surrounding her passing were not publicly shared, her death marked the loss of one of the last remaining links to a celebrated cinematic generation. Her presence represented a living connection to a formative period in film history. Lasting legacy. Beyond her film career, she was cherished by her family and remembered for her warmth and dignity. Alma Rosa Agiri's legacy lives on through classic Mexican films that continue to reflect the artistry and cultural richness of her era. Dylan Carter introduced himself to the world with quiet humility and a voice that instantly stood out during a major singing competition audition. He shared a simple hope that one mentor would turn for him, but the moment quickly became unforgettable when every judge turned around. Standing on stage, he was overwhelmed by the recognition as his emotional performance created a powerful connection with everyone watching. A journey fueled by love. For Dylan, music was deeply tied to his personal life and the memory of his late mother, who always believed in his talent. Growing up in South Carolina, he stayed close to home and often doubted his chances, but her faith in him never faded. After several unsuccessful attempts to reach the stage, he finally made it and chose to perform a song connected to her memory, delivering it with raw emotion and honesty. Determination and lasting impact. Dylan's journey reflected steady persistence and quiet determination. Even after facing rejection, he continued working on his voice and refused to give up on his dream. His breakthrough moment earned rare unanimous praise from the judges, marking a major turning point. Although his time in the competition didn't last long, his performance stayed with audiences, serving as a reminder of how music can comfort, connect, and inspire. Ivan Dixon, born 95 years ago this week, is remembered as an actor and director whose work left a quiet but meaningful mark on American television and film. He became widely known for his role as Sergeant Kinchlow in Hogan's Heroes, where he brought warmth, intelligence, and steady dignity to a character that often stood out within the show's comedic setting, more than a memorable role. While many audiences first recognised him from that iconic performance, Dixon's career extended far beyond acting. He also built a strong path behind the camera as a director, contributing to projects that carried depth, intention, and emotional honesty. His work reflected a thoughtful approach to storytelling, focusing on character and meaning rather than spectacle. A legacy of skill and representation. Ivan Dixon passed away at the age of 76, leaving behind a body of work that continues to be appreciated by viewers and creators alike. His contributions hold lasting significance, particularly in how he helped open doors and expand representation in film and television at a time when it was far less common. Lasting influence. Even today, his performances and directorial work continue to resonate. Ivan Dixon's legacy stands as an example of steady excellence and quiet impact, inspiring new generations of storytellers who value authenticity, craft, and purpose in their work. J. Michael Bishop was a groundbreaking scientist whose work transformed modern cancer research. He passed away in San Francisco at the age of 90 due to complications from pneumonia. His scientific journey is most remembered for a discovery that reshaped how the world understands cancer at a molecular level. Discoveries that redefined medicine. Working alongside his colleague, Bishop helped identify that certain normal cellular genes can become altered and trigger cancer. This finding shifted scientific thinking away from the idea that cancer is caused only by external factors, revealing instead that it can originate within the body's own genetic structure. This pioneering research earned him the 1989 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, and continues to influence cancer biology and treatment strategies today. A life dedicated to education and leadership, much of Bishop's career was spent at the University of California, San Francisco, where he served as a researcher, teacher, and later as chancellor. He guided generations of medical scientists with a calm and steady presence, emphasizing curiosity and rigorous thinking. His legacy lives on through both his scientific discoveries and the many students and researchers he mentored, whose work continues to build on his foundation in modern medicine. Jack Nicholson's life story often feels like something written for a film, layered, complex, and full of unexpected turns. But beneath the fame and awards lies a deeply human journey shaped by identity, family, and discovery. Born in 1937, Nicholson would eventually become one of Hollywood's most recognizable actors, yet parts of his personal history remained hidden for decades. What makes his story especially compelling is not just his success, but the emotional weight of learning truths about his own origins later in life. These revelations didn't define him in a negative way. Instead, they added depth to an already fascinating life. As his career rose through Hollywood, Nicholson carried with him an unknowingly complicated past, one that only surfaced when he was already an established star. This mix of personal mystery and professional achievement is what makes his journey stand out in film history. Early years and family mystery. Jack Nicholson was born on April 22, 1937, in Neptune City, New Jersey, and grew up believing a version of family life that seemed ordinary on the surface. He was raised in a working-class household by his grandmother, Ethel May, and her husband, John Nicholson, while believing his mother was actually his older sister. His biological mother, June Frances Nicholson, was a young woman pursuing acting ambitions at the time of his birth. The truth about his father was never clearly confirmed, adding another layer of uncertainty to his origins. This carefully maintained family arrangement was intended to protect reputations and avoid social judgment during that era. As a child, Nicholson experienced a stable upbringing filled with creativity and humour, showing early signs of the charisma he would later bring to film. Despite the unusual family structure, he grew up unaware of the hidden reality shaping his identity. The truth comes to light. For many years, Nicholson lived without knowledge of the full truth about his family. It wasn't until 1974, when he was already a successful actor, that the mystery began to surface. While a journalist researching details about his life and career uncovered inconsistencies in official records, questions arose about his actual parentage. Curious and initially skeptical, Nicholson made inquiries within his extended family, leading to a quiet confirmation of the long-held secret. The revelation that the woman he believed to be his sister was actually his mother, and that his grandmother had raised him as her own, was emotionally complex. However, Nicholson later reflected on the discovery with surprising calmness, describing it as something that helped him understand his life more clearly rather than disrupt it. By the time the truth emerged, both his mother and grandmother had already passed away, leaving him with understanding but no opportunity for direct answers. Struggles in early Hollywood. Before becoming a major star, Nicholson's path in Hollywood was far from easy. He arrived in Los Angeles as a teenager with dreams of acting, but initially found himself working behind the scenes in the MGM animation department. His early years were filled with small jobs, acting classes, and constant rejection from casting directors who struggled to place him into traditional leading roles. Despite the setbacks, he remained determined, often exploring writing and smaller film opportunities to stay connected to the industry. During this period, he formed important relationships with filmmakers who recognized his potential, including Roger Corman, who became an early mentor. Nicholson's persistence during these years shaped his resilience and creative versatility. Rather than leaving Hollywood after repeated disappointments, he continued building experience through low-budget films and writing projects, slowly developing the skills and reputation that would eventually open the door to major opportunities. Breakthrough and rise to stardom. Nicholson's breakthrough came in 1969 with Easy Rider, a film that changed his career trajectory almost overnight. His performance as George Hanson, a warm yet tragic lawyer, earned him widespread attention and his first Academy Award nomination. The film itself became a cultural milestone, symbolizing a shift in American cinema toward more realistic and independent storytelling. Following this success, Nicholson quickly became associated with a new wave of actors who brought emotional depth and authenticity to their roles. His performance in 5 Easy Pieces further solidified his reputation, especially the now famous diner scene that remains iconic in film history. Critics began to recognize him as a unique talent capable of balancing vulnerability with intensity. From this point onward, Nicholson was no longer struggling for recognition. He was becoming one of the defining actors of his generation, defining performances and awards. The 1970s marked a period of extraordinary success for Nicholson, particularly with his role in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. His portrayal of Randall McMurphy brought him his first Academy Award for Best Actor and contributed to the film achieving a rare sweep of major Oscars. His ability to bring emotional depth to complex characters set him apart in Hollywood. Another landmark performance came in The Shining, where his portrayal of Jack Torrance became one of the most recognizable characters in horror cinema. Nicholson's intense acting style, combined with his ability to fully immerse himself in roles, made him a standout figure in the industry. These performances not only earned critical acclaim, but also cemented his status as a versatile actor capable of excelling in both dramatic and psychological roles. Reinventing villains and Hollywood deals. In 1989, Nicholson once again demonstrated his business intelligence and star power with his role as the Joker in Batman. Instead of taking a traditional salary, he negotiated a profit-sharing agreement that ultimately earned him far more than a standard acting fee. His portrayal of the Joker redefined the character for modern audiences, blending humour, unpredictability, and menace in a way that influenced future interpretations. Beyond acting, Nicholson's career was marked by strategic decisions that maximised both his creative and financial success. He became one of the few actors who understood not only performance, but also the business side of Hollywood. His approach to contracts and roles reflected a deep awareness of his value within the industry, helping him maintain long-term success across decades. Love life and complex relationships. Nicholson's personal life has often drawn public attention, particularly his relationships with several high-profile figures in the entertainment world. His only marriage was to Sandra Knight in the 1960s, but his later relationships became more widely discussed in media circles. One of his most significant long-term relationships was with actress Anjelica Huston, which lasted many years and was marked by both deep connection and challenges. Their relationship reflected the complexities of balancing personal emotions with demanding careers and public scrutiny. Nicholson's charm and charisma often made him a highly visible figure in Hollywood social circles, contributing to a reputation that followed him throughout his life. Despite the attention, he has often spoken about relationships in a reflective and understated manner, focusing more on personal experience than public image. Children and family bonds. Nicholson is the father of several children from different relationships, and his connections with them vary in closeness and public visibility. Among them, his relationship with his son Ray Nicholson has been particularly strong, with shared interests in film and frequent public appearances together. Ray has followed a creative path of his own, building a career in acting while drawing inspiration from his father's legacy. Nicholson's other children have lived more private lives, each with different levels of connection to him. Over the years, family dynamics have reflected both closeness and distance, shaped by time, circumstances, and personal choices. While not every relationship has been equally visible, Nicholson has acknowledged his children as an important part of his life story, even as he maintained a highly private personal world in later years. Later, career, retirement, and legacy. In the final phase of his career, Nicholson gradually stepped away from acting, with his last major film appearance in 2010. Since then, he has chosen a quieter lifestyle, spending much of his time at his home in Beverly Hills and occasionally attending public events. One of his most consistent passions has been basketball, particularly his long-standing support for the Los Angeles Lakers, where he became a familiar courtside presence for decades. Even in retirement, Nicholson remains a cultural icon, frequently referenced in discussions of great American actors. His legacy is defined not only by awards and performances, but also by his influence on modern acting styles and character development in cinema. Today, he is widely regarded as one of the most important figures in film history, with a career that spans generations and continues to inspire actors and filmmakers worldwide.